Big Shug, Big Shug. It's really real right now.
Mr. DL.
2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Who's off?
We are here, the Danger Zone Podcast, number 27. Big Shug.
Yeah, no question, man. We here. Big Shug, Mr. DL.
Got a good guest, should be calling in a little bit.
Yeah, man.
So what's going on in the world, Shug?
Besides, Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez getting married again.
Again.
I don't even know.
Wait, were they married before? I forget. I don't even remember.
I think they were. I mean, it means something, but it means nothing. You know what I mean? So, but we just know. We take notice.
So all you guys out there chasing after your ex-wives, there's hope.
There's hope.
She might come back.
Or you can eat. There's hope that you might eat that fruit salad again.
Yeah.
The hell is wrong with you? Anyway, also,
Fruit salad
all
and
those
cream pies.
old school go way back, ain't got nothing to do with hip hop or anything like that. Yo, there used to be a show on, man. I think it might have been the 50s, 60s, whatever, called Leave It to Beaver.
Hell yeah.
Even cats today know what the fuck that show is. But sadly, Leave It to Beaver star Tony Toca, who played Wally Cleaver on the iconic sitcom, dies at 77, 2 months after revealing cancer diagnosis with that iconic show. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Beaver.
Yes, sir. Well, that's Beaver's brother. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, sorry. Beaver's still with us.
Mm-hmm.
Rest in peace, Wally.
Mm-hmm. So what you got here, man?
Man, did you see this? We film in Massachusetts, so this was some local news to us. Did you see this happen in Plymouth this week?
Oh.
Big ass whale landed on this guy's fucking. How much do you think that boat cost?
The boat stayed up though.
Yeah, but how much do you think that shit cost? That boat just got a big old whale laying on it for a minute.
And look, that shit didn't even sink.
Yeah, it looks like it just. Yeah, it looks like it just kind of knocked. Use that for a commercial.
Yeah, because it's like insurance, whatever. Because that boat was tough. A whale come on my shit, I'm going downstairs. If there ain't no downstairs on the boat, what else can you do? It looked like he almost pulled the shit in.
Yeah, that shit was, yeah.
He probably was smoking that whale shit.
Like seaweed.
He probably tried to eat that. You know what I'm saying?
But just imagine just breach the water and just land on a boat. They're like, no one got hurt. I'm like, yeah, except that whale.
I saw some
whale's probably all fucked up.
Also, man, shout out to, the 10-year anniversary of my Street Champ release.
Oh, shit.
You know what I'm saying?
10 years.
So, shout out to the hard body Billy Dance, Fame, MOP was on that album, Fat Joe, a few others, my man Singapore, and, so Baby Grand, thanks for that opportunity. It's still a classic that lives. And if you didn't get the album, Street Champ, you need to go get that, have that in there. You know what I'm saying? That's what the song, Let the Music Play.
Yay. Is it on streaming? It's on streaming? Because I have the CD, but it's on streaming?
Yeah. Play it was, That was that play joint. I got a story about that. So one time, I was performing that on tour. And in the hook, I'm like, let the music play. So one time I was doing it, and I kept hearing, yeah. I was like, yo, what the fuck is that? Right? So then I did the next show. I'm like, let the music, I hit, yeah. Some off-key crazy shit, right? So then I finally, this time I'm catch what was happening during this part of the song. So it's J. Root. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, dude, our fool comes to me and goes, yo, you got to cut him from singing on that. I said, dude, I thought he would stop on his own. And then I tell him, I said, dude, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Because it was so, I don't know, it's so embraced, I guess. He felt like I'm joining in. Nah, it's all good. But shout out to that album, Baby Grandma.
Damn, 10 years, huh?
Yeah, 10 years, bro. 10 years ago, man. We here still, though, man. Lord will, man, What else you got? Something over there? Once you get in this game, you know, you got to commit. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, still trying to be in that street thing or whatever. Nobody's invincible out here, especially in music or anything.
Well, back in the day when, you know, in the 90s, for example, if you were a known rapper, then you made it. You got a deal, you got a little budget. Nowadays, it's not really necessarily the case where you made it just because you're known. Like a rapper could have 1 million views on YouTube and still still not have any money.
Well, here's the difference.
Especially if he stole the beat.
Well, here's the difference. Yeah, with that. But here's the difference. They have more avenues to get money. Like that's like for instance, like these dudes, man, that'll be popping like that. A club will pay them X amount of $1,000 to show up for the night, pull up. You know, just be there. Like before, you couldn't do shit just like that. You know what I mean? They were doing certain things, not that. Or they could come to
like a walkthrough. You mean?
Yeah, or just come. Like, oh, tonight we're gonna have so and so, and you would think they're performing. They're not performing. They're chilling because the club was like, we'll give you 4 G's or whatever. Just
that's what kind of ruined the local hip hop show market. Not even just locally here, but everywhere. Was promoters being like, how much is a show from so and so? Oh, they want 20 grand. All right, well, how much for them to just show up and walk through? Oh, that's 5 grand. All right, well, we're gonna throw them on the flyer, and then you know they're just gonna show up at 2 o'clock in the morning, walk through the club, and then there's gonna be 9 fights in the crowd because you know what I'm saying, because they never showed.
And the thing is,
and they weren't paid to perform. Like it's not the rapper's fault. I know everyone wants to blame the rapper. It's not the rapper's fault.
No,
the rapper did what he was paid to do.
But it's more
the promoter's fault.
It's more a deception ploy. You know, I learned that years ago. Excuse me.
Exactly.
It was a deception thing where people, you know, like be like that. Oh shit! Oh, so and so's gonna be there. Then he might be there. That's it though. You know what I mean? He ain't doing shit like this. So you know,
it's like how they pull up the last 15 minutes. Club goes in 15 minutes, they pull up.
Exactly. It's like how they used to have all the bad bitches on the show flyers and just be like, hey, just so you guys know, those girls aren't gonna be at the show.
The bad bitches. I'm like, yo, they ain't coming. Y'all ain't. Hey.
No, it's gonna be 95 dudes.
Yeah.
And your girlfriend.
Yeah, like that sausage, that motherfucking sausage fest shit. That shit just ain't happening, man. Them shows. But I remember Guru used to be mad with shows like that. The beats are too hardcore. That's why all dudes is it. Like that's shit. I'm like, yo, and I fuck with him, be like, yo, that's your fan base.
Yeah.
You know, but it was all fun, man. It was all you do.
It is true. It wasn't just his crowd either. It's just that there are women there, but it's more catered to men. You know, I mean, I feel like it's just more catered to men.
From being there in that time and seeing certain shit though, I feel like some groups it was just even more that way. Like you said, because a group like
Onyx wasn't for the women.
Yeah, but Q-Tip and
they were.
Right, their crowd be like all types of women and shit, and you know what I mean. So certain people was always like Buster was always like that. Even Jay-Z, you know what I mean.
Buster had half and half. Yeah.
When I was like, I'm talking about the beginning part, not you know.
Like leaders probably didn't have a lot of women that the leadership.
Yeah, but he man wearing motherfucking backpacks. You know what I'm saying? And playing drums and shit and chilling. But yeah, man. Also, I heard motherfuckers went a little cuckoo because Chris Brown had a meet and greet. He was charged $1,000 a pop, and people thought it was a rip. You know what I'm saying? But hey, like everything goes, the saying goes. Get your money, man.
When you're that famous,
whatever you do. When
you're that famous, what are you supposed to do? Do $100 meet and greet? You'll be there for weeks.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like you'll be there for weeks trying to meet all these. When you're that famous, you do 1,000, you're gonna weed out a lot of the people, and then it's just like, are you paying to meet somebody?
And they're really gonna probably pay that anyway. So you know, if you can get that, man. Life is too short, man. You know what I'm saying? Get paid, why get played? So it is what it is. Either you gonna pay, or you gonna keep moving down the line that don't even come in.
I never did a meet and greet. I've never done one. When I was a kid, this is gonna sound so crazy, but when I was a kid, I wanted to do one. It was Sergeant Slaughter. You remember that wrestler? I wanted to meet that guy, and he was doing a meet and greet at some store. and I really wanted. It was the only time I really wanted to do it,
Sure.
and I didn't get to. But I was just about to say I've never done it, and that memory popped into my head.
Did you ever do any eat and greets?
Fuck yeah.
Me too, man. Eat and greets like a motherfucker.
For me, it'd be perfect for me because you're not obligated to have long conversations with people.
Mm-hmm.
You just give it 30 seconds. Here, hi, Big Shug. I like your music. Here, I drew this picture of you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Take a quick photo. Boom, you're out. If you meet them in public, you might be stuck with a 30-minute conversation with somebody.
That's true, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
So I think meet and greets are cool and good for the fan gets to literally rub elbows with the person they really like.
I heard also that Mace was dissing Puffy again, and they brought that whole issue up. And it's just because based on things that supposedly happened when they were together. As you know from us doing these shows, we've seen a lot of that, how people didn't get along and how they thought things were mishandled. And right about now, I mean, nobody really gives a fuck, really. You know what I'm saying? But news is news. And people pay attention to it like that. So
it's kind of crazy how no one cares. You just kind of blew my mind right there. Like no one cares.
Nah, not really. Like
they were once the biggest thing going.
About Mace and Buff. I mean, because now you look at Mace's, maybe he looks more disgruntled. And then you look at Puffy and like, yo, this dude's basically a billionaire living his life. So whatever happened at that time, you can't change. And if you expose whatever you say or whatever the deal is, that doesn't mean that's changed perception from people. Because we don't live in the past, we live in the now. But
how about them Red Sox? 27-3 loss to the Toronto Blue Jays was their worst loss in history.
Let me tell you something, man.
It's not crazy.
In a few years, motherfuckers will fucking forget about that.
Oh, for sure.
It'll
just be a stat that will be brought up next time.
When someone loses 27.
I mean, it's not the
30 or something, huh?
But the only, I mean, that shit happens. Whatever. Teams lose like that. It just happens. But the part that was, to me, because I like baseball, is the center fielder for the Boston Red Sox missed. He lost the ball in the lights.
Yeah, that's happened before.
Yeah. He lost the ball in the lights, and the ball lands behind him, right? And he sees it land, and he doesn't even run for it. He just stands there, and the right fielder comes and gets the ball, and I'm like, yo, what's going on here?
That's the time.
That's where I'm just like, dude.
When the manager's supposed to go over there and go,
kick the dirt.
Are you point shaving? But yo, because that really looked like some point shaving shit going on.
Yeah, it did.
You know what I mean? But
I don't think it was, but
I mean, it's nothing about it. I mean, you play 100 and some odd games.
So they had a bad game, and I think it just was in everyone's head, and then the score kept going and going and going. And then, what do you think about KD coming to Boston?
Yeah, because KG ain't walking through that door. But KD, first of all, I don't believe that's going to happen. I believe that you're always going to hear rumors. You know what I'm saying? But it's a trade that I wouldn't make. I'd keep Jaylen Brown.
Is it because of the injury, or is it because you think it's a bad move regardless?
Because the team that you're trying to get him from, they were just in the championship. They were just in the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A few things there, a few things here, changes even that, which I think I personally think you'll see them back there next year. What else we got in football? Shout out to the season start at the beginning. There's been some new additions for the Patriots. There's the second year of the quarterback, Mac Jones. So we're looking for things to be better for him. People don't think so much about the team because Bill Belichick is doing something that's uncustomary, is not naming offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators, and people think it's a smoke show, but I believe Bill knows what he's doing. Colin Murray was just awarded I believe a $230 million contract with $160 million guaranteed. In the contract, it was stated that he must do 4 hours of film work per week. So some people are looking at it's a slap in the face because they say him as a black quarterback, that you're saying you must do this, like implying that he's not. And any quarterback to be successful in the league is going to watch more than 4 hours of film during the week.
Yeah.
So they put that in there, like
maybe he's known to not watch.
I mean, they think
footage.
that.
But like you're saying,
so
like the average football fan watches more than 4 hours of football a week.
Yeah, well, that's
so imagine how much footage they watch. That people that are in the game.
You know, they make you think about.
You watch 2 games. That's you watch over 4 hours of football in a week.
They make you think about the infamous bust, Jamarcus Russell. The coaches passed him a tape. He said, "Study the film," and then when he came back, and they said, "Oh, did you study the film?" He said, "Yeah." They said, "What'd you see?" And he explained this and that, and then they knew right then it was over because the film was blank. So they gave him a blank film, knowing like that, and he answered to the shit like that. But back then, he already had the money.
Oh shit! He's here. He's calling right now.
Wu Family Moving Company. They've been your neighborhood moving company for over 10 years, offering swift, efficient, and stress-free moving. Just call Wu Family Moving at 978-398-2784, online at ROUXFamilyMoving.com.
We here, the Danger Zone Podcast, episode 27, with Big Shug
and Mr. DL
and Chef Tanya Nicole. Today we got a special guest, man. My man, you know, go way back. You know what I'm saying? Tony Toca. What's up, brother?
I'm in here. What up, Shug? What up, DL? What's up, y'all?
We good, man. You know, first and foremost, we're glad that you're here. You know what I'm saying? I was just like you. For people who don't know, you know, I know a lot about yourself and endeavors, but people don't know. Can you just give us like a quick backstory? You know what I'm saying? And Tony Toca, how you came on, where you came out of. You know what I mean?
No doubt. Yeah, you know, I'm born and raised Brooklyn, New York. Been, you know, originally started off as a b-boy.
Right.
You know, was breaking, was in the scene in the early 80s, you know, dancing like everybody else at that time. And then I started DJing around 1985 and started putting out these mixtapes around 90, 91, and became known as one of the premier mixtape DJs from New York City. And I made a name for myself with the mixtapes. And then I started putting out albums. Like in 2000, I put out my first like compilation album called The Peacemaker.
Right.
And then it's been, you know, been putting out records since 2000, and here we are, 2022 now. You know, I got a radio show on Sirius XM, Shave 45. So, you know, I produce. I got my radio host, recording artist. You know, dot connector, hustler, all of that.
Yeah, man. I got out like 90, so then that's when I, you know, kind of reconnected. And when I came, it was the DJ scene. Were you you know, doing a lot of club scenes then, or were you more, you know? What was your?
Yeah, I was rocking in the clubs. I used to DJ at this club called the Fever, in the Bronx.
Right.
The Fever 2, the second one, and you know, I was there for the first Wu-Tang show, the first Nas show. So we talking like 93.
Yeah.
Before that, even playing in clubs like Home Base and you know, this club in East New York called the Showboat. I was out there, man, doing the club thing too, for sure.
Oh, I mean, that like for me, that, like I said, it was that you just said the first Wu-Tang show, and a lot of things culminates with me and my history, because like I was like, they used to do this thing called Impact in Jersey with new artists and shit like that, and Guru was premiering the Jazzmatazz, and Wu-Tang was there, and it was all 9 of them dudes in one room.
How many of those guys did you charge pizzas to their rooms?
I mean, I don't know, right? But I'm just saying, Tony Toca was always like, you know what I'm saying, like, I don't know, Guru or something. It was. I mean, when did you meet Guru? Because I mean, he.
I met Guru. I think at D&D Studios.
Okay.
I started working out of D&D Studios. I would say maybe 94, 95.
Yeah. Okay.
Started, you know, popping up over there and you know, hooked up with like Boot Camp Click first.
Right.
I was really good friends with Evil D and them, so you know they were working out at D&D too. But yeah, I met Guru. God bless his soul. I met him at D&D around '94 maybe.
Right. That's about right because I think that's either daily, around the daily operation time or Hard to Earn. It was like right around that period. You know what I mean? And,
That's right.
And because we lived there, so I mean,
that was home for everybody lived over there.
Shout out to Evil D too. He'll be on in a few weeks.
How did you start breakdancing?
Start breaking?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, you know, I just caught the buzz like everybody else in '83 when, you know, Sucker MCs came out and everybody had their cardboard out, and you know, it was a movement here in New York, man. Everybody caught the fever, you know.
And did being around those DJs, is that why you started DJing?
I was just more observant of like the scene, like the early B-boy scene, like, you know, I remember seeing that movie Flashdance.
Oh yeah.
When Rocksteady had that 2-minute clip in it.
Yeah.
And that scene changed my life, B. I was like, yo, I'm doing this. This is it. This is what I'm doing, you know? That was a pivotal moment for me, that scene in that movie. And then later on, I got familiar with like Wild Style.
I love Wild Style. I mean, back in the day in Santa Maria, I remember it was like kindergarten and first grade. I remember people breakdancing. I know a little something. Shout out to John Chiotti. I think he was the best breakdancer in our class in the first grade.
Star Wars and all them things. So, you know, yeah, just being in New York, you couldn't help but catch that bug, you know?
Did you do any tagging it as well? Did you do any graffiti shit?
Not so much. Nah, I wasn't really big on the graph thing, you know? You know, I was a fan of it, but yeah, I was never that good at it, man.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Stay in the lane. Listen, you still gotta, you know, once in the but you know, say okay, you know how we always got that in us. So you, like, once being a breaker, you gotta pull that out at the family cookout shit and show these youngins you still got a couple of moves left, though they gone.
Yeah, I still do it. I gotta stretch a little bit though.
Yeah,
before I throw down.
Yeah, see?
I made that mistake where I thought I was, you know, Mr. Crazy Legs at, at age 50.
Right.
Went down and after a few drinks, the next day, boy, that hamstring was killing me.
And now you can see shit. Now most of the time somebody's filming something. So you might even get to look at it and shit and be like, oh, wow, I was getting that.
Yeah, I blew something out that day.
Damn, boys. You know, on another note, I know you was rapping as well.
Oh, yeah.
And, Tony Toca came through with the lyrics. So what about that part? Did you evolve into that, or you just...
Yeah, I kind of evolved into it after DJing for so many years, and you just like, it's like came natural, but it was more like a fun thing. Like I would do like my mixtape intros, you know, I'd be doing my little raps on my intros, just to be different, man, than like the other DJs out there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Say a few bars and stuff, and then I evolved, and eventually I was asked to be featured on a couple of things. I remember Smith & Wesson asked me to be on this record called Spanish Harlem.
Right.
Back in '94, I did that with Hurricane G.
Right.
I got that.
And people started asking me like for features and stuff, man. So I was like, all right, I can do this thing, you know. That's
because like you didn't sound corny either. What I mean is like the dude might say I'm a DJ, whatever. Now, oh shit, I'm a rap now. And we done seen some shit that's a little, on the whack train. You know what I mean? But then, your shit was...
You know that we done heard those
Yeah, no question. I'm not even gassing because I was there and listening. And I was like, damn, Tony, because when it would happen, just like me, when I would be in all these videos and then all of a sudden I start coming out rapping. And motherfuckers was like, oh shit, dude could rap. So that's how it was with you. You know what I'm saying? It was like, yeah, he sound right. Even there was some, I don't know if you were the producer, I can't even remember the name of the song, but it was kind of like almost like a Latin beat. You know what I'm saying? It was awesome. Like it was hip hop, but it was like,
a little Latin twist to it.
Yeah, a little like, you know what I'm saying? It was like some hip hop meets salsa, but on some smooth shit. Even the delivery. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if dudes was rhyming over one of them beats or just, but it was definitely you and it was somebody else. I can't remember.
Play that song? Was it?
I'm not sure the name of it. I just remember it was definitely a Latin type. Some shit I rhyme on right now. I rhyme on that. That's how that shit was like. You know what I mean? It was always in the like in the Latin culture. It was always like how you got them rhythms, them Jamaican rhythms.
Yeah.
This was that regular shit that you would hear, like, oh shit, you know it's time to start.
Well, you kind of like that sound because you said a couple weeks back that you've always wanted a steel drum.
Well, steel
rap
drum,
beat.
Steel drum, But I mean, that beat I'm talking about with him too, the Latin shit, that too. I rhyme on it right now. Or the Jamaican rhythm thing, it's just a certain. But that shit, the way cats flowed and shit too, it was like it was so dope.
Speaking of your rhyme, and Hectic from ST to Squad wants to know. I figure we'll ask this now since we're here. If you still rhyme and if you're still doing features, because he wants one.
I think I put out a few joints recently. I got this one record. It's like some house music. And it's a song called Sacude, Sacude. And it's a house record, so I'm rapping more like Spanish, but it's like up tempo. You know, I don't know if you remember hip house, how that we used to hit back in the. So I did some of that recently.
I haven't heard that in a while.
You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers was getting at it, man. I remember that. I house you. Yeah, I mean, so we know.
That was another one. Jungle Brothers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's another. It's so many of them shits, man. Even DL's man, Colonel Abrams. But anyway, you don't know him.
Over my head,
I know Tony Toca. No, I'm just fucking with you. But I also know that you would. So you started going in with
Doo-Wop.
Doo-Wop. I'm sorry, man. Shout out to Doo-Wop.
Yeah, Doo-Wop. Yeah, we came up with this little duo name. We call ourselves the Diaz Brothers.
Yeah, like the movie shit. Yeah, that's what it was.
The Scarface.
Yeah.
Fuck the Diaz Brothers.
We came up with this whole thing. Yeah, we did a lot of work under that name, man. We put out a few projects.
Yeah, that shit was dope to me too, because it was like, these two cats just came out, man, and it was kind of funny because it stood out like the industry. It stood out like that movie. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Scarface, because it was like these two Latino dudes. You know what I mean? This is us. Get the fuck out of here. This is what we're doing to the music, and then amongst all this other shit, right? So it stood out to me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've seen you, but I haven't seen Doo-Wop in quite some time. But man, I that still was memorable shit. And then y'all had the fly mixtape shit. So it's crazy. I mean, it was just that time, But I mean, do you still see him? You still collaborate with others?
We still do gigs together. He was hanging out with me, and he came. I do this boat ride every year. He came to the boat ride, hanging out with Sadat X performed,
right?
And Greg Nice and Doo-Wop. Yeah, that's my brother, man. We always randomly pick up gigs together and do stuff on the road, and every now and then we'll put something together lyrically and throw something out there. So shout out my man Wapo. Yeah, he's still out there doing his thing.
Man, see. It's crazy too because I met him and then you and y'all did that together, and then also man I remember you chilling out and all when you was there that day when we was recording that Fly Ladies, me and Google, rest in peace, and you and Ray-Ro was just through there. He used to come through.
God bless Ray-Ro, rest in peace.
He used to just come through, and that day y'all just happened to both be there, and then I remember chopping up with Google. And being like, yo, it'd be fly, like just because the way the beat was, you know what I'm saying? It almost had that little, man, that tends to it, that Latin type, you know what I mean? And I remember you and him and Ray-Ro was talking on the intro, like, so it was like, yo, that'd be dope what they did.
Oh yeah, mira ese cuerpo. Yeah, I remember that.
You don't know what the fuck they was talking about, right? But they went in. Him and Ray-Ro had a whole shit. I'm like, yo.
I forgot about that.
You know what I mean? I'm like, what the motherfucker saying?
Yo, Ray-Ro be coming up with these funny shits, man.
Yeah, man. That was my dude, because Ray-Ro was a jokester, and I'll be joking, and we just be laughing.
Funniest, bro.
But then that one time, it's just that it was magic because we don't never know what was going on. Back then, you don't know what the future holds.
Yeah.
But that shit is there forever. And it's just you and him shooting the shit. You know, like talking to
that on a Jazzmatazz record?
Yes. And then you hit the whistle, like y'all was hollering at some mommies. You know, it was crazy.
Was that the first Jazzmatazz album?
Lady.
Maybe the third album.
Yeah, probably the third. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, probably the third. Most likely. That my son's off in the house too. This is my man Tony Toca. My son Tremaine in the house. You can't see him. You know,
it was good.
You know, yo, speaking of that.
Yo, what up?
Yo, so speaking on that real quick though, family wise, you got children?
Yeah, I got 2 kids. You know, in their 20s. I got a granddaughter too, man.
Man, you with me, man. That's crazy because you know, as the time goes by, we look at each other, you know, and you know, sometimes it looks like it's staying in the same time. For some cats, I'm like, yo, but then you realize, shit, we don't got kids. The motherfuckers is grown people. You know what I mean? So, you already know, man. And then you look, and you like,
I'm in grandpa mode, bro.
Man, yeah, bro. It's cool though. Right now, you look like you got the bing bong hat on you in the hammock. It look like some hammock shit. Right? Is that a chair that's kind of suspended?
Yeah, it's one of these freaking swinging chairs.
Oh, I see now. Yeah, that's just. Oh shit, you got the gangs.
It's like a little chair thing.
I see that one
back there, right?
Yeah, I see that plaque. I got the same in my hall. That's dope, man. Yo,
that's my favorite plaque, bro.
Yeah. Trust me, I'm gonna say, hey, shout out to Primo too. You know what I mean? God damn, that you got that shit's fly, man. Appreciate all that. When I first saw Tony Toca over there, I forget, we might have been in Switzerland or Germany, and I was with J. Rue. J. Rue had brought me out, you know, and then I you were DJing, but then you didn't know I was there. But then I was like, oh shit, Tony Toca's here too. So I came around the corner. And you shouted it out like, you know, it's a big show because I had a little set. You know what I mean? Then afterwards, I had J. Rue come out and do one song. Matter of fact, you might have been the house DJ for that event that evening.
Yeah.
And you were probably...
That sound like some Germany. That sound like Germany, I think.
Right. And you were playing the shit. So you were actually up there and I did my thing. And then I let J. Rue come out and do Come Clean. You know what I mean? But then I was like, damn. It showed me then, like, DJs were like worldwide or some traveling like us type shit. You know what I mean?
The hip hop DJ renaissance during that time.
It was crazy. So was you doing a lot of that at that time?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, the first time I went to Europe on a real tour was with Guru, man. I was Jazzmatazz, the Jazzmatazz 2 album.
Okay.
I did the tour with him and Donald Byrd and Dia Davenport.
Yeah, but shit, I was always. Maybe I'm just missing it. I'm drawing the blank because I was on Jazzmatazz tours.
I did the second tour with him in '96.
You're probably confused. You're probably meshing 2 memories together, maybe.
You were on the first. You did the first Jazzmatazz. Yeah. I remember that.
But I did the second one. I did a lot of. Maybe it was you went on a tour, particular tour with him.
Yeah, it was like
you said 96. You said 96.
Yeah, summer of '96. It's like a 2-week run. We went out there, and I don't think we were able to make that run.
Yeah, you're right. What happened because '96 is when I had Crush come out, and I had to do some of my things. And then Guru would do this little, but we did a lot of shows together off that album. But I remember, I remember now, you was rocking.
That was my first European thing, bro. After that, bro, I was out there like shit. I was out there like at least once every couple of months, you know. Since '96, I've been hitting the European scene hard, man. But shout out to Guru, bro. Took me on my first trip, bro. It's crazy.
Being a Latin artist in hip hop, what was it like working with Cypress Hill?
Oh, good question. Shout out to Cypress Hill, friend of the show.
She's high all the time. The boy smoke, boy. But nah, you know, with Cypress, I was able to, I did a few tours with them and DJ'd with them, man. Those guys are the truth, man.
What's your opinion about Puerto Rico becoming a state? I know in my family, we have every side. Everybody in the family has one opinion or another. What about you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's a complicated thing, man. There's people that want to stay. They want to stay the way they are and be a commonwealth. There's some people that want to be a state, and there's some people that don't want to be tied into America at all.
Yep.
Where do I stand? It's so complicated, man. Each one, you know. I mean, I'm comfortable with where it's at right now. You know, to be honest, you know, it doesn't work for some. I don't think cutting the ties completely would benefit the island. You know, I don't think becoming a state would either. It's kind of like we're in this gray area, but it kind of works, man. For me, I mean, this is what I'm used to also, you know.
Oh, I really like the way you broke that down, especially for people out there who don't really understand the different options that Puerto Rico has.
Shit, I wouldn't mind if it stayed in the state that it is now. Right now,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I like where it's at right now, you know.
Because it'll still be beautiful, it'll still be a nice place to go. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Puerto Rico! Oh, y'all know.
Motherland.
You know what I mean? Shit, I'm like, I go to the mall. I don't, you know what I mean?
How much has salsa influenced your music? I know that growing up, my mom used to play Fania All-Stars. Like, that was a constant thing when she was cleaning. And it definitely influenced what I listened to.
Salsa was a big influence, man. I grew up with it. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of that salsa from the 70s, a lot of it was real funky, you know, and we had real bass lines and, you know, it's some real music. The sound started to change in the 80s, became more romantic because they were trying to get radio play. So they polished and cleaned it up. But that gritty 70s salsa is one of my favorite genres of music, you know. It had a jazz vibe to it, there was some soul in it. And, you know, so when we say salsa, I love it, but it had to be that old school 70s sound, not really the ones of today.
You know, it's crazy because coming from Boston, especially me and Guru, you know, open book, we would rhyme and all that, but we also used to be dancing up in spots, man. Being that was our thing. We go clubs, dancing and shit, whatever. Salsa, reggae, whatever it was, I mean, for real, not hot, we're out dancing.
I gotta see it.
So, yeah, we always do that, man, you know, so.
Mustache days?
Nah, even before that. I grew up dancing, man.
Yeah, oh yeah, you said
that. I grew up like that. So,
you were like 5 on a TV show.
I mean, I wasn't that young, but I was on some shows. But still, my thing is, so when I met Guru, he was another dude who we both danced. I said, okay, this is cool. It was never old or anything. It just embodied the generation. Salsa music was like, you go in there, you know, shit, your grandmother and grandfather probably know, like, get their shit on, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
that's right.
It ain't gonna change, you know what I mean?
You know, coming from someone who started out breakdancing, what's your opinion on the new dances out there?
Like all that drill stuff, and what do you think about all that? I feel like even I could do that shit.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's cool, it's fun, you know. Kids gotta do something. I mean, we had our dances, we were young. We had the pee-wee dance, and we had the WAP, and you know, we had every generation has their steps, you know, the Cabbage Patch or whatever, you know. The kid in play.
You taking it back.
We had our dances, so when I see the kids today doing it, it's, you know, just carrying on tradition, you know.
Right.
All in good fun. I'd rather them do that than be shooting each other up.
That's true.
You know?
Hey, no movement, there's no growth. And what I mean is, like, I look at our music and music period as the theme of life, no bullshit. And dancing is the rhythm of life. You know what I mean? So even from dancing to bopping our heads, you know what I mean, to all that shit, like, we moving through life. As long as I can still move, I'll be 80 years old. I'm still gonna be. You know what I mean? This is our shit. That's what keeps us lit. A lot of us, man, that still do these things, myself rapping and you musically, we basically like Tom Brady +1, like, because it's still the same vigor, same shit, and you're still at it, like, you know. And I love it. That's why I'm just.
Do you still listen to music in your free time?
All the time.
Yeah, like when you're driving, do you listen to podcasts or music?
No, I used to listen to music.
Okay.
Or sometimes I might just start vocalizing, singing or rapping. So, you know what I mean?
What about you, Tony? Do you listen to music in your free time? Still?
Yeah, I do. When I'm driving though, I like to listen to some real cool jazz. Or, I don't really be playing radio like that in my car. I listen to some cool jazz. To be honest with you, I be listening to the news. You know,
I was about to say,
me too.
I be listening to sports shows.
You know what
I'm saying? I be listening to talk radio when I drive. It keeps me
I be listening to sports shit like a motherfucker, the whole bullshit.
That's what I'm saying. In my free time, I listen to podcasts.
Motherfuckers is human beings like a motherfucker.
Yeah, you know it.
For real, Jack. You know what I'm saying? Especially the older. There's so much to do, but then in certain areas of your life, like parenting and all that, it's so less. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like that we can do this. Let me tell you real quick. I went on a Jazz tour, the first one. With Donald Byrd, I'm chilling. You know, we over at the Montreux Jazz Festival. That's in Switzerland. Ice-T is there. A lot of people there. Eddie Murphy was even performing at, I think it was like My Girl Want Like to Party All the Time. It was some crazy shit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yo, we was back then. Like that dude, that shit was like the early, you know? And I remember just walking around there and just seeing like just the different, you know, musics and the different people from all over the world. Some people who couldn't even speak English, you know, but this was a jazz festival. And let me jump back on the highway that I got off of. So, so Donald Byrd, there's an old ass dude over there, like older than Donald Byrd. And me and Google was early 30s, and Donald Byrd was 60s, you know, and Bernard Purdy, shout out to him, and a few others. But the thing that amazed me to him is that he was, that was amazing to me, is that he was on tour, and he was that old. Like this dude had dates, you know, and I'm like 31, 32, some shit, and I'm like, wow, how the fuck, you know?
I'm the same way, man. I look at DJs like Red Alert,
Oh man,
Grandmaster Flash, you know, these guys are still touring, bro, killing it. You know, they in their 60s, rocking.
I know, man. For real.
So, you know, that's set the bar right there. Look at James Brown, bro. Like
I was just gonna say that. Exactly.
Performing to the end.
I know. And still trying to go down with the cape. Almost not getting back up, but he was still coming through. You know
Random. Did you guys ever see the footage? You guys love music, so you'll love this. The footage of James Brown and Pavarotti performing together.
No, I didn't see
James
that.
Brown and who?
Pavarotti.
They're in Rome and they're performing together. And they do a man's world. I'll send it to you guys off air.
Wait, who is it again? Him and who?
You know Pavarotti, that opera singer dude with the little skinny ass.
Guy.
Yeah, he had the skinny little chin strap beard, no neck piece.
I'll send it to you, man. It's crazy.
You know what it was when you said that Pavarotti? That's funny as shit. Cause I snap a lot my days, even more so. So I met a lot of Pavarotti looking motherfuckers. So I use that like a lot. And I just remember him being like, you know, no neck and reverent, but he had that fucking
soul.
Opera. Whoa, that was, you know, now that's some shit. Him and Jay, you know, so I might have seen part of that.
I'm gonna send it to you.
That's some shit I probably wouldn't have been interested.
No,
in.
you see, it's just soul all over stage, just flying around everywhere.
I mean, but you know, I could see you liking Pavarotti.
I don't really like him that much. It's just
I like Pavarotti.
It's just it's really more the James Brown part.
Pavarotti. I'm just laughing, but that's nothing on you. Because I always made so many jokes about that. And then you just I ain't even thought about it. And you're like, you know, James Brown and Pavarotti. I was like, oh, man, this dude.
Damn, where you got that one from?
Yeah, I know. He pulled that shit
Danger's
out.
own podcast.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, you got any more questions?
Oh, yeah, I got a few. What's your favorite record you ever were a part of?
Favorite record that I was ever a part of? Man. Well, it was on my album, man. You know, it's like my theme. It's like my theme song, which Guru and Premier came up with. It's called "The Peacemaker." It was the title track to my album.
Okay.
And it reminded me. I don't know if you remember Keenan Wayans, that movie.
Which one?
You know, it was "I'm Gonna Get You,
Sucker." Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I'm at the end. He's like, every hero needs a theme song.
Right.
So that's like, you know. That's my theme song. That's my hero music right there, man. Guru and Primo hooked me up with that. That's one of my great, you know, my favorite moments, you know?
That's dope, too.
And I got to rap on the same album, song with me and Cypress Hill, you know, going back and forth with Be Real was like,
that's crazy. That's cool.
A highlight for me, you know?
And then he was the Peacemaker. I remember him saying that, just as you say that now, I remember. Like that whole shit, like the Peacemaker. Because back in my day, I was the peace taker. But go ahead, let me see that. Let me see that piece.
That's hilarious.
Oh man, go ahead, man.
What about like a dream collab you've yet to pull off? What's a collab you never pulled off?
My all-time favorite KRS One.
So that would be your dream collab right there. Okay.
Well, we already did it. We did it on the first 50 MCs.
Oh yeah. Okay. I knew that you did that. So so one that you've never been able to lock down. How about that?
One that I rock him.
Oh, jeez. There you go.
I work with G-Rap. I work with Kane. Worked with Chris. The only one missing out of that one, that clique right there is Rakim. I never got to record anything with him, man.
Shit ain't over yet.
Well, Rakim, you heard it here.
Shit ain't over yet. So, you know what I mean?
It ain't over yet.
That's what
right.
I'm saying. You know, get the God body and the touch of Tony is good. We good.
I'm gonna put it out there, and we're cool too. Like he knows who I am, and he acknowledges me and gives me my props when he sees me, man. So. One day.
I have a pretty eclectic interest in music, whether it's in the hip hop genre or just in music in general. What's an artist or someone who we would be surprised that you're listening to right now?
An artist that you would be surprised that I liked. 2 Chainz.
Oh, 2 Chainz?
Yeah,
like,
I would be. Yeah.
I might surprise some, might not, but I like some of that down south.
Yeah,
you know,
me too.
That twang, some of it hits real. You know, some of it hits for me. You know?
Right.
I've liked all kinds of hip hop. I think that I've ever come out, except hyphy. I never really got into that hyphy movement. You know about the Northern California?
The hyphy movement from the Bay Area.
Yeah, I could never get into it.
There's some good ones. You know, there's some good ones. I know E40's at the top of that.
Yeah,
but I like Keek the Sneak.
Yeah.
And, a few of those guys.
Mr. Fab was in there.
That dude said that hyphy.
Yeah, just could never. It just wasn't for me. I just couldn't get into it.
I wasn't too bad with the hyphy move. Hype.
Yeah.
Hype. Yeah. I like the hyphy move, but that shit was my shit. Come on, catch some. No, I'm fucking with you, man.
That's so funny.
So listen, yo. It even just sounded right. Hype. But you know. Oh man, we had the Days On podcast, episode 27, with my man, one and only Tony Toca. Man, so listen, what's next for Tony Toca, man? What's happening these days? You know?
Yeah, I got a mixtape documentary that I produced.
Oh, that'd be dope.
And I co-directed, and we premiered it at Tribeca Film Festival a couple months ago. Robert De Niro presented it.
Oh, geez.
And we made a film, bro, about the history of mixtapes and its relevance to the industry and some of the key players. So I interviewed everybody, man.
Wow.
From K-Slade, God bless his soul, and of course Kid Capri. You know, all the back in the day, like I had Brucey B, like we went way back and we went all the way forward to like DJ Drama and stuff. And it's a really, and Universal picked up the film and negotiating now with a few networks so they can start streaming it. Wow. But that's like my big boy right there. And I got an album coming out with the film. It's the soundtrack's coming out on Def Jam, bro. I produced the whole album.
Damn, man, you rock.
It's a mixtape album. I kind of did it 50 MC style. So I had access to the whole Def Jam library.
Right.
And then I got, I connected with artists from Def Jam, the past and present. So we had like Redman, Jadakiss, Rick Ross, Jeezy, Nori. It's Slick Rick, Chuck D. Like I got this album coming out with all these Def Jam artists, past and present,
That's fine.
and that's gonna come out with the mixtape album with the film. So that's gonna be a big deal. Dropping that,
No question. We trying to we got some things cooking up like that, and I know if we ever get that Gangstar movie. Excuse me.
Yeah.
That Gangstar movie, you got that Tony Touch part. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think I heard her Dream was working on something like that. I think.
Yeah.
Some things in the air.
Yeah, something, popping a little bit. You know what I mean?
A lot of stories to tell, bro.
No question. But you already know. I mean, shit. Yeah, we lost half of your face. You know what I'm saying? Oh, there you are. You back. See, you started hammering up over there like. You slid down and shit. Don't like what happened to Tony.
Hey, you guys got to talk about that Gangstar bus.
Oh, yeah. There's some things coming, bro, for real. Because it gets deeper, But it's like it's gonna be so.
It's
gonna be so great when it goes down. That epic movement, man. But listen, we ain't gonna hold you much longer, you got some more shit.
I got. We always like to ask all our guests,
Oh yeah, 10. Go ahead. Yeah.
Who are your 10 favorite MCs?
10.
Damn, son, 10?
Yeah, and they can be,
from any era,
from different eras.
Any order. Well, of course, I mentioned KRS, Rakim, G-Rap, Kane, Nas, Jay, Guru, Eminem, shoot, and then a couple of the new guys. Let's give them some credit. Nems, my boy Nems, Coney Island.
Yeah, you got his hat on right now. Yeah,
he's on the scene right now. He's like giving that New York sound. Everybody's on it now. Shout out to Nems and maybe somebody like maybe Conway or Benny the Butcher, one of them guys.
There we go. That's 10.
For the new guys, those guys are really doing it for me right now.
You was the fastest dude to rip through that. Like,
some people still be on one right now. Explain it.
Some people are still on like 3 or 4 right now. They ain't even on the show no more. But
they still thinking about
no question, dude. They said, I'm like, well, okay, But now, what about if there was like say a top producer, what I'm saying, that you like, in your times of movement, like is there like a producer who sits on top of you?
Oh yeah, me top 3: Marley Marl, Premier, and Dre.
Okay,
those 3 right there captured like Marley in the 80s. Then you got Primo and Drake kind of at the same time, but those are my top 3 producers.
Okay, damn. So listen, you got another thing that's random as hell. Yo, so I'm just gonna ask you a couple of crazy shits or simple shit. Do you like fruit pie, fruit cups, or fruit salad?
Fruit pie. I don't like pie. Fruit cups. I can do. Fruit salad.
All right, cool. You know what I'm saying?
Usually my breakfast usually fruit salad. Watermelons, pineapples, grapes, oranges.
Keeping it fresh.
The best thing to eat, first thing to put in your body in the morning. It's the best.
So here's another one, right? When you were a kid, did you have either snakes, frogs, hamsters, any of them type of little animals? Or
Nah, never that.
Didn't fuck with that, huh?
None of them reptiles and shit.
Neither. My man DL neither. He definitely wasn't gonna get no more.
Just dogs.
No reptiles. Dogs. I had a hamster, I think. My sister had one.
Oh, okay, so how about this is the last simple Simon ass shit. Yo, do you like apple pie, shepherd's pie, or pot pie?
If I had to pick one, apple pie. I'm not really a pie guy though.
You already chose 2. that's that one.
I'm not really into pie, but I have apple pie, but the old school McDonald's apple pie.
One more I got. So what people, what I'm saying, can you stand to be around? Or what do you got stupid people, you got silly people, or you got liars? Which one could you tolerate?
Probably, I think I could tolerate more silly people.
Same, yeah.
I like to laugh, man.
Yo, you about the 3rd person in the row who said that. So that's because everybody, man, that's that part of your life.
Hell yeah.
I don't really want to fuck with a stupid motherfucker. Stupid motherfuckers take your energy, man, for real. And then liars, oh my God. Hey, yo, when people are liars, right, you already be knowing when they come. Your whole mindset is like, oh, here come this liar. You ain't even gonna combat him or nothing, because you already know what he gonna, he on some shit, he gonna be lying or her, and you just, okay.
Yeah, be inclusive.
And then once more than one person will know, right?
Yeah.
Once when you lie like that,
I'd rather be known as silly than dumb or a liar.
I mean, my DNA won't allow me to be silly. But
I think people could consider you to be silly. I mean, because it's their definition of it. If you're constantly cracking jokes,
right?
That is a way of...
No, because if you crack the jokes, sometimes people feel them shits is abusive. So they take it personally.
So let us know, where can people find you? What are your socials?
You know, so people can know.
Everything is at DJ Tony Touch. Just put the DJ in front of it. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the same thing, you know?
Yeah, you was able to get the same one too. That's good.
Tough.
Yeah.
Well,
Try to get the Tony Touch, but there's so many out there, man. People jack my name, man. Came up with all Tony Touch this, all these numbers.
It's kind of cool though. Like, you know, it's annoying when it comes down for your branding, but it's cool that you've inspired that many people to change their identity to yours.
Crazy, I know. So, but yeah, you find me, put the DJ in front of my name, you'll find me on all the socials.
Yo, we appreciate you. I know that chair is dope too, man. You just even you floating around that motherfucker. I'm like,
it put me to sleep.
No
shit.
question, I see you, man. You have to throw them hypees. You have to throw them hypees up on them. Yo, you look comfortable as shit. Anyway, we appreciate you being here, man. Episode 27, the Danger Zone Podcast. Great thanks to my man Tony Touch. We appreciate you and keep doing that, man. Keep touching that shit. You know what it is, man. We out, man. Appreciate you.
I love you, man. God bless, guys.
This is Chef Tanya Nicole. Welcome back. Episode 27, La Zona del Peligro.
All right, Big Shug. Oh my God, that was good. Shout out to Tony Touch, man.
Tony Touch, Tony Toca. Y'all know what it is.
But
Toca Tuesdays, all that out there. Yeah?
You know my favorite part of the week.
What's that, man?
Stupid as hell.
That's crazy because mine's is taking showers. But anyway, now.
You only take one shower a week?
Nah, two. 2 a day, man. Let's get it. Nah, I'm fucking with you. Oh, so this week in Lexington, Mississippi, a former Lexington police chief is out of a job after the Board of Aldermen voted to remove him on a narrow vote. In a special meeting Wednesday, the board voted 3-2 to oust embattled Chief Sam Dobbins. Days after an expletive lace after a swearing tirade, a curse fest. After that, a curse fest. With racist remarks said to be made public, the board almost immediately went into executive session where they were more than an hour. Investigator Charles Henderson has been named interim chief. So they came back with a vote of 3-2 to remove him. But it's fucked up. It even took an hour. But they knew, we got to go out there and do this. They said Dobbins used numerous expletives and multiple racial epithets, derogatory terms, and bragged about shooting one suspect 119 times. So this is some crazy racist shit. And they heard him saying that. So upon that, he resigned.
He himself, one person shot another person that many times?
Yeah, that's what he's saying. You know what I mean? So that means he kept loading.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to do the math. That's at least, I don't know what he was holding, but that's at least, let's say, 9 reloads.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
That's what's showing you the craziness of some of these people. Or he could have been embellishing it, but the fact that you have been saying some dumb shit like that.
Yeah.
So, the mayor of Lexington, Robin McCrory, did not want to be interviewed, but she had him, basically he resigned right then. Where they allow you to do that so you can get your pension. Well, you should have been fired. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's stupid as hell. So this week's stupid as hell is Sam Dobbins. Dude, let me just tell you, first of all, you want to talk shit and say crazy racial shit anyway, you probably should make sure no one's filming you. You know what I'm saying? That's number one, or recording you. That's probably that. Probably should say that by yourself and make sure nobody's sending shit out. So Sam Dobbins, I'm glad they got rid of you as you resigned as a police chief, because Lexington is a better place today because you are stupid as hell and you out. Yo, stupid.
Oh man.
This motherfucker said I shot a motherfucker 119 times. Maybe you think that I heard that. Well, DL, man, listen, another one in the books, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. That was good. Tony Touch,
man.
learned a lot.
Yeah,
it was cool.
Good, man. That's my man, Tony. Did a lot with him, too. So, once again, episode 27. the Danger Zone podcast, me, Big Shug.
Mr. DL.
You know, like I always say, man, excuses have no purpose, so don't make them. And as we grow, we glow. So we want to do all that together. Peace.
Peace.
On my dark days.
On my dark days, I chopped crack on a regular. Ran up in spots and clapped on a regular. Took big fat ass stacks from the register. No matter how hard they tried, they still couldn't measure the hard I have. You juke when I stab. Grands in my pocket and still caught a cab.